So, if you're a Trump supporter, do you think that's the end of the October surprises? Yeah, me neither.
Mid-American Patriot. Get some. Exclusively on blackpigeonspeaks.com.
My name is Tim O'Neill, and I'm a Mid-American Patriot. And I saw those presidential debates the other night, and I thought to myself, this is only the beginning. This isn't even the middle. This is just the beginning. And I saw something interesting online. It poked its little head up on Google. And I search everything when I'm looking for news topics or stories. I look everywhere. But I saw something that came up that was sort of interesting. And I bet you anything this is the next surprise to come up. I saw that not only Bill Clinton was riding on Epstein's plane, but they're now making the accusation that Trump did as well. And I will bet you anything that comes up, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care what happens to Bill or the legacy of his presidency or anything else. Do you see the pictures of Bill Clinton at that presidential debate? Man, oh man, oh man, he looked like buckwheat from back in the day from the Little Rascals. I mean, eyes all big. Yeah, that was sort of fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. But really, what struck me is that this is the first round of dirt, and I'm wondering if Hillary is going to have the balls to try and haul this next accusation up, even though it would put her own husband on the chopping block as well. And I mean, if it's true, if Trump was on Epstein's plane and was friends with this dirtbag, I don't know. At this point, I don't know what to do. I think we should take the whole political system at this point with a big shovel and just put it right into the furnace and start over again. Because, I mean, honest to God, I mean, if you think that things are fucked up with Obama, just imagine what it's going to be like with Clinton, who not only wants to continue on with some of Obama's policies, but remember, this woman's been at this game for a long time. She has some ideas of her own, and they are scary ideas. And the way that she gets work done is also scary as well. I don't know what to tell you, America. I still feel that Donald Trump is the best choice, but you know that this first round of salacious information to come out about Trump, who at that point was not a politician but just an average Joe guy, when that information came out, boy, they pounced all over it. I'm interested to see how far to the wall that they are willing to go. That is Hillary Clinton. How down into the dirt that she wants to go. Because I honestly feel that this isn't a detriment to a campaign, that this is a detriment to our country. And I honestly feel that Barack is quietly back there waiting in the wings. He's not making a lot of noise lately. You notice that? News from Barackville is awfully quiet. And you know how the Democrats are. If there's a distraction over here, that means shit's going down over here. And that's problematic as well. Because when this shit's going down over here, it's usually big shit. It's usually something that will upset you, me, and the average person. So I'm not going to lie to you. Things are really askew. And I think that honestly, if the political process should happen to implode, I think our dictator-in-chief is waiting for us over there at the White House, wondering how that third term's going to look. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a real big conspiracy theorist, but I am a person who watches things. I'm a person who learns from history. And let me put it to you this way. Maybe this will help you understand where I'm going. Remember the Beltway snipers? Do you remember how many people they killed? They killed 3. skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. When the Boston bombing went down, 3 people were killed in that bombing. But yet, they locked down Boston. They went door to door. They were knocking on everybody's door, kicking in doors. They were looking for these 2 men who killed 3 people. And it was interesting because even during the Beltway sniper incident, nobody was kicking in doors. The city did not get locked down. The city did not get locked down under martial law at all. But in Boston, it was a martial law run through. I think we are really perilous times. I think we're at really scary times. I think that the clock is edging up towards midnight, in this country at least. And I don't have any advice for you at this point. If that is the scenario, I have no advice for you. It's a rebellion. I guess civil war would be on. There's too many people out there who just would not have that. But I don't see this as a good thing. I don't see that scenario as being a good thing at all. I see pandemonium and chaos. If Obama decides to crack down martial law, then that would explain the whole militarization of our police. That would explain FEMA train cars. That would explain so-called FEMA camps. Meanwhile, while this is all going down, we have potential radical refugees pouring into our country from places like Syria, Jordan, Afghanistan. Why? So that throughout this chaos, this American spring, which is, we're in the middle of winter, so there is no spring. So I don't get this. This is everything that has happened over the 8 years have happened for a reason, and it has to make you wonder where we are now, and if there weren't some calculated moves up to this point. Think about that one for a moment. Imagine the time that we're in right now, this small window between now and January. Could this moment in time, to a certain extent, have been planned years ago? I mean, before Barack's presidency. As I've said in an earlier video, I think things are starting to ratchet up. I think things are starting to get to a serious level. And I don't even think, there are people out there who are preppers. With our technology today, I wouldn't be so sure how safe you are, even if you bury a hole in the ground and hide. The government has a funny way of finding what it wants to find. And especially if the rules are suspended and martial law is in place and the lockdown of the military police is in full roll. The jack thug boots are on. They're ready to kick in doors. I don't know, country. I hope that this is nothing more than a temporary nightmare. I hope that we can see our way through the fog. I hope that we can see our way past this election. Because, you know what? I mean, September 11th, Y2K, all these other things that could have ended our society has not. Because usually societies end with leadership, with men in power. That's how things change. Not because of one event Or even, even the blackout. The blackout did not shut down this country. Men who are in power, who have the power that we've given them, they are the ones who shut down countries, who group people into lots, who choose which ones are going to continue on in the new paradigm and those who are not going to continue on. Period. History is funny because it definitely does show us a pathway to certain events. And it's funny that if you think about it, Hitler might not be one of the two candidates running for the position of President of the United States. Hitler can already be in power. He may already be right there in power, waiting for our system to implode upon itself, for our country to fracture, for us to divide, for progressives and conservatives to finally part ways in this great experiment that has caused us so much growth as a species. The American experience. Think about it. Medicine, science, the understanding of the universe. It has all come from this experiment, which is our country. I wish I had a happier message for you today. But every time I turn on the news, every time I turn on my technology, it seems to work against the people and to work towards a narrative, to fulfill a philosophy. Let me ask you this question. If CNN, Google, MSNBC, CNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, HLN, if they are all the puppet masters, then what does that make us? My name is Tim O'Neill. I'm a Mid-American patriot. And I want to say to all of those organizations right now, plainly, fuck you. This patriot isn't listening to you. Long live America. Long live our greatness. I believe in our concept of freedom. And I believe that you are nothing more than thieves of intellect. I am a Mid-American patriot, and I am proud to be an American.
Mid-American Patriot. Get some.